How are we going, everybody? It's come to that time where we actually have to talk a little bit more about the superfood, and this is the trials that we conducted. We've compiled most of the results. A few of you still have to submit yours back, so we'll be chasing you. But in the meantime, let me get my glasses. I've sort of picked out just randomly 5, 6 or 7 overall results that I've got here from the people who participated. And we're talking about the superfood, the fines, which is the quick release, and the pallet form, which is the slow release. And we say to use that for pots mainly, and the quick release in the garden beds and lawn areas. It's ideal for that as well. Now, I've got a general response here as far as comments, that is, and I'll go through them quickly. Bruce from WA. He trialled it on pansies. So we've got the growth rate, he said much bigger, and this is in comparison to a plant that didn't receive any superfood. So he has 2 identical plants, or very similar plants, one with and one without. And I'm reading the results now of the ones with as compared to the ones without. So the growth rate, much bigger plant, vitality looks healthier, flowers, more flowers, leaf much darker, stems are thicker, disease none, and general comments, plants at the later stages of the trial look much healthier. Next one is Lindy from Victoria. She trialled it on roses. And it says, growth rate, considerable new growth rate. Vitality looks much healthier, flowers, more flowers under the leaf. New growth looks stronger, thicker stems, no disease, encouraging new growth results. And we'll move on to Bethany in New South Wales with the dianthus. Hers says, as far as the growth rate, lots of new growth, bigger than not fertilised plants, or bigger than the not fertilised plants. Very healthy, vigorous plant, double the flower buds than the non-fertilised plant flowers. Healthy, bright, fresh colour leaves and plenty of new ones forming. Stem, normal, disease, none. I'll be quick with these, folks. It's important that we do this because we need to understand how good or not the product is, so we know where we're going with it next time. Benjamin from Victoria on a geranium. Growth rate this week 2 centimetres versus 1 centimetre. Good on you, mate. For the non-fertilised. Appears healthy for the vitality. Flowers, 2 new flower clusters appeared steady and no flower drop. Leaf, no change noted. Stems normal, disease none. His comments are fertilised plant is greater than non-plant, looks healthier. The fertilised plant has double the flowers and buds of the non-fertilised. So we're getting pretty much average response there. So healthier growth, bigger, more flowers, stronger colours, green and things like that. Judith, South Australia on strawberry. Growth rate is some growth filling out, but suffered when I forgot to water. Oh, okay, so she forgot to water. Her vitality, now recovered but wilted when I forgot to water. We're doing well there, Judith. Water does help a little bit. Flowers, 1. Okay, the strawberry. Leaf, larger, mid-green. Colour, that is. So it's larger leaves and mid-green. Stems, quite a few runners. I must be dyslexic because I'm reading this. Well, I'm not reading it backwards. Quite a few runners more. Okay, quite a few more runners. More runners than the one without. Okay, got it. And comments. Interestingly, both the fertilised and unfertilised plants wilted badly when I forgot to water. That would happen with any plant, whether you fed it or not. Whereas the plant with quick release fertiliser did not wilt at all. Oh, okay. So we're talking about the one with the pellets versus the one without. Both wilted, but the one with the fine stuff didn't wilt because it acted like a little blanket on top. Nice. This is the most significant observation of the trial so far. Judith from South Australia. I repeated that. That was a double. Yunshan, if I pronounced that right, my apologies. Yunshan from Victoria. Capsicum. Growth rate, the plant grew 7 centimetres, which is twice of the other plant. The vitality of the plant grew quicker than not fertilised plant. From the 13th of the 3rd, plant started flowering. More flower buds were on the plant with the fertiliser. Flowers, 3 flowers, 1 fruit setting, more flower buds. Most were on the top of the plant, 1 flower bud was on the side. Nice observation. The leaves were similar to last week. Both plants are the same as far as the stems are concerned. Okay. So they're the general results of some people across the board. We had about 100 people participating in it, and you can see they're saying the growth rate is twice as much, bigger flowers, more flowers, stronger plant looking. And obviously within 6 weeks or 7 weeks of the trial, you're really not going to be able to get a lot of growth, especially if you're in the cool regions of Australia. But let me read the last parts of this, and this is just the general initial thought, the smell, the touch, and comments, general comments on the products. Helen from Victoria says, the quick release looks similar to dirt, seems dry, keen to try a natural product, clear container is a positive thing. Okay, this isn't clear, so all right, we'll note that. The slow release, keen to try a natural product. Thank you. Both products are in a handy container. Labeling of both products are clear. Okay, let's go on. So the packaging I'm not so much concerned about. It's the smell, the touch and feel. The smell, strong earthy smell, similar to Vasili's Eco Bush. That stinks, but not as strong. That's true. Slow release, no initial smell noticeable. The touch, dry, smooth to touch, slightly grainy, more robust texture. Comments, I think this is a great product. My initial impressions are positive. I really like the clear buckets. I think we have to go to clear buckets now, folks. I like to see the bucket, the product, and saves confusion in the, yeah, well, she likes to see the product inside and saves, that, I'll take that. It saves confusion in the garden shed or when you're going shopping to see what's inside the product rather than just reading the label. Okay, Judith from South Australia, we read hers earlier. She says, quick release, very fine. Pellets resemble other pellets, black grit harder to disperse. And I get that because we haven't been able to inoculate them perfectly yet, but we're getting there. And I'll show you some great, exciting news in a minute. The smell, QR, strange smell, a bit musty, moldy. P smells, so the quick release. And the P, which is the pellets, smells like other pellets, but not nearly as strong. The touch for the quick is fine, soft, residue can stick to hands, that's true. Easy to handle without gloves. Comments, impressed with with how lightweight this product is, makes for easy lifting around the ground or the garden. The pellets, found this one harder to shake to mix up the black grit, needs some room left in the container to make shaking easier. Okay, so there's lots more here, folks. I can keep reading all day, but generally what we've noticed here is that the product is well accepted, well appreciated. They like it. They like the feel of it, the touch of it. Excuse me. The smell is one concern we had. The touch and the clagging up on the hands is another one. We don't want that happening. And we've got a few responses saying, yeah, it does stick to your fingers. Not that bad at all, but sometimes it does clump up in the actual bag or the pot itself as well. And that's because the microbes are kicking off. Now, what we have found since we started this, and the team have been doing a lot of work on this product, folks, and our concern was consistency. We want to be able to have a consistent product coming out of the container or bag, and the initial ones that we brought out weren't having that. So this is the original, well, still is the Superfood. You can see it's fine, it's flaky, it's lightweight, but you've got different levels of grades in here of texture. You can see the fines and there's a bit of coarse stuff. And then you've got a little bit of mycelium developing, the white fluffy stuff that grows on there as well. So we wanted that, although we love texture in our soil, we don't need it in our compost so much, unless we're putting a heavy bark. This isn't that, this is a frass or a casting, in fact, similar to what your worms would be, but a lot richer, a lot of different microbes that live in this. Now what you're looking at here, folks, is the Mark II of Superfoods. This is a quick release. Now let me quickly show you this one. Come over here. Let me not cast any shadows. Look at this. So that's the old one. All right. It almost looks more like topsoil or soil. You can say homemade compost. Whereas this one here, have a look at that. Look at the texture on that. It's a lot more refined. And the difference is in the composting process. Now, we were concerned about microbes and pests growing in this stuff here. And the heating element, the heating temperature. We don't want to get it too high because we kill off all the good beneficial microbes in the soil and the fungi, but we don't want to leave it too low because then they will breed, or bad pests will breed and insects will breed in there as well. So we need to kill off any eggs or larvae that may still be in the mix at the end of the day. And there was a couple of little changes in the processing that the team had done, and at the end there's no heating process, it's self-composting. It takes about a week after the final product is made, after that to decompose or let the excess heat build up and then escape, and then you're left with this. And you have a consistent product all the way down in the pot. So this is the new improved version, same level of nutrient density, folks, same microbes and fungi in there that you need for your garden. Difference is it's a refined product. Now, we still have a fair bit of this stuff lying around, well, not lying around, in the warehouse, and I know the prices have to go up and we can't sustain these low prices forever, especially on the new form of it, folks. So whatever you see in the price today, it's going to go up soon once we start packaging this stuff here. But in the meantime, whatever we got on our website, and I reckon the best way to buy this at the moment, because if you all are, and I know most of you are using our black grit, you can buy this in the bag form, which is the cheapest way you can get it. We've smashed it down below $10 again, but in multiple bags. Unfortunately, you cannot order more than 2 bags for delivery because of the weight issue we have with the postage. So if you're in different states, I'm sorry about that, can't help you there. We're going to work on that, and maybe we can organise a courier or bulk buy with a few friends and that. But for those who can do a click and collect, you can get it for under $10. Check out our website, vasili'sgarden.com. This is the fast release superfood in the bag form, 30-litre bags. Get it into your garden. You can plant all year round with this stuff, or apply it all year round on all types of plants. And as you can see, from seedlings, flowers, vegetables, natives, fruit trees and the like. vasili'sgarden.com is where you can check it all out. Coburg is open for walk-ins and click and collect, as is Lethbridge. From me, Vasili, Maresi.